TJ Holmes claims he was charged with stealing a woman's phone while traveling on JetBlue. A lady accused a former ABC anchor of snatching her phone on a JetBlue flight to Los Angeles. According to the anchor, TJ Holmes has disclosed that he was recently charged with larceny of a stranger's mobile phone while traveling. The former GMA3 What You Need to Know anchor talked candidly about his strange JetBlue flight experience on an episode of the Amy and TJ podcast. "I was accused of stealing someone's cell phone on a flight," Holmes said in the podcast broadcast on April 30th, as he and his co-host Amy Robach took off for Los Angeles, California. Holmes clarified that he had taken a woman's phone, who was seated 4 rows ahead of them. According to the former ABC anchor, "I was using the restroom up front, which was right next to the cockpit, and I come out and the flight attendant standing there with this little old lady, who had white, dirty blonde hair," Holmes recounted, saying, "Oh, no," in response to the flight attendant's question about whether he had seen a phone inside the restroom. "I saw nothing at all." "Oh, you don't have it," the passenger allegedly said after making steps towards him and gestures almost like she's about to frisk. "Simply says I took her phone in front of the plane," Holmes continued. Holmes then went on to describe how he crouched down toward the short lady, placed his hands on his knees, and spoke to her at eye level. Then he approached her and said, "Ma'am, are you telling me that I stole your phone?" The traveler said that the flight attendant was overly apologetic over the mishap, even though he ignored Holmes. Holmes watched from 4 rows behind the passenger as she went back to her seat and saw her phone lodged in her seat. She screams, "I'm so sorry," across the 5 rows as she turns to face me, looking humiliated. He began, "I'm so sorry," and Robach interrupted, saying, "Sorry isn't appropriate in the situation." As a black man going through some of the same scenarios in life as his white podcast co-host and partner, Robach has witnessed, according to Holmes, who continued, "I need to maintain composure," he said. "I wouldn't have bowed down and been as assertive as I was if there weren't other people around, as I wouldn't have a witness to prove that I wasn't hostile toward her." Holmes and Robach revealed in December of last year that they were teaming up with iHeartRadio to launch a podcast, exactly 1 year after they were taken off the air. On December 5, 2023, the first podcast episode was released on streaming platforms. The pair talked about the rumors that had been spreading about them. In December 2022, Holmes and Robach lost their on-air jobs at GMA3 due to rumors that they were having a love connection. The Daily Mail at the time featured pictures of them on several dates and travels together. It was alleged that in August of that year, Robach and her husband of 12 years, Andrew Shue, also called it quits, and that Holmes had split from his now ex-wife, Marilee Fiebig. The network reportedly described to the rumored relationship as an internal and external disruption. Therefore, ABC News President Kim Godwin took the unilateral decision to remove the GMA3 co-anchors from the air after allegations of their alleged affair. Holmes and Robach formally left the network a few weeks later. In January 2023, an ABC News representative informed The Independent, after several fruitful conversations with Amy Robach and TJ Holmes about different options, "We all agreed it's best for everyone that they move on from ABC News. We appreciate their contributions and acknowledge their talent and dedication over the years." Sabine, Holmes and Fiebig's daughter, is 10 years old. After 13 years of marriage, the former couple officially filed for divorce in October 2023. In the meanwhile, Robach and Shue divorced in March 2023. She was married to Tim McIntosh from 1996 to 2009, and the two of them have 2 daughters, Ava and Annalise.